Then comes this topic, China blocking Indian proposal to blacklist Pakistani terrorist at UN. And this is not the first time that China has done so. China has time and again put its technical holds in the UNSC resolution meeting, particularly this 1267 committee, which is one of the very important subgroups of UN, which meets regularly, which puts or which recognizes terrorists at the international level. And then it puts certain sanctions, certain arms embargo. It freezes their financial relations with other countries. So it puts arms embargo, sanctions its activities, freezes its financial measures and everything. But China has put a technical hold again on the proposal of India and USA regarding Sajid Mir, who is the global, who India and US both want to get him recognized as the international terrorist. Previously also, you must remember Masood Azhar. Masood Azhar ke regarding, again, China had put a technical hold. Only in 2019, China lifted that technical hold because of the overall relations with other countries as well. Now, not recognizing a terrorist on the international high table can also put China as a very hypocritical country which does not condemn terrorism, right? China openly says that we condemn terrorism and we do not support such terror activities, etc. So generally, China क्या करता है? Technical hold डालता है. What is this technical hold? Which China has again put up. What is this technical hold? On what basis China says that we are holding? This is not a veto, this is a technical hold. Lack of substantial proofs could be there. China basically says that we need more time to study everything on this particular terrorist. We need more substantial proofs.
Announced that he's dead, but US is not ready to.
US is not ready to accept that, yes. So there are many such things that China, evidence-based, these are actually kind of excuses which you give in order to not recognize certain terrorists who have their safe havens in countries like Pakistan, because China again has a very good relationship with Pakistan. So this technical hold is basically on the basis of gathering more evidential data, more circumstantial data, etc.
But doesn't it
Yes.
feel, for China, doesn't it feel like it can backfire it?
It can backfire it because
Pakistan was providing a safe haven, and then suddenly this backfired on them also. We have seen attacks on Pakistan as well.
Bilkul, absolutely. So any country which is a harbor and a harbinger of terror-based activities cannot save itself from that might as well.
It can also backfire on China.
Yes, it can always backfire because China also, and it has already started disrupting Chinese activities in Pakistan, OBOR activities, Belt and Road Initiative activities. It has already seen that many such groups have threatened the security of these infrastructural activities. They have Balochistan province mein, they have attacked on Chinese employees. So nationalist sentiments could be there. There could be issues with regard to security. Yes? Gwadar port, yes.
Also, I think Chinese diplomats in Pakistan, they were also attacked.
Yes, absolutely. Yes. So this is always going to.
Why isn't Pakistan protesting against the atrocities meted out to Uyghur Muslims in China?
Why is Pakistan against?
Its basis being on the tenets of Islam, why is it not protesting against?
Because China is right now majorly dependent upon China, right? IMF से तो अब जाके इतना लोन मिला है. Already it had gotten few lines of credits from China, and up US also is not that active a supporter of Pakistan as compared to the previous times when it had a massive presence in Afghanistan. Now US का जो strategic interest है, that has been removed.
To add to his point, I just want to say it's not about Pakistan. Why the Middle Eastern, the Islamic states also do not support, do not condemn China that behavior
Because
towards Muslims,
you're-
whereas they're so much vocal about Indian
Yes,
behavior towards
because if you're majorly dependent on a country for your economic needs, all of these countries are trying to diversify their economic relationships. The same thing which we had talked about Israel, UAE, Saudi Arabia relationship, right? So economic interests right now are taking a higher priority over everything else. एज अगर इंडिया के साथ में इतना इकोनॉमिक क्वांटम इंक्रीज हो जाता है सो दे माइट ऑल्सो नॉट टॉक अबाउट इट राइट सो ऑल ऑफ दीज थिंग्स यू नीड टू सी इन टोटैलिटी So Mir is India's again one of the most wanted terrorists, right? Regarding 26/11 attacks, when it comes to UNSC 1267 committee 1999 में बना था, and you have already understood कि technical hold, how does that work? And now this is known as Daesh and Al Qaeda Sanctions Committee. Daesh, ISIS, ISIL. अब हो गया. It comprises all permanent and non-permanent members of the UNSC. Important for prelims perspective, 1267 puts a UNSC stamp, and this is the effect: travel ban, freezing of assets, and arms embargoes for terrorism. So why is India furious this time? Obviously because of the technical hold which has been put, because this directly threatens our territorial integrity, sovereignty, and this is the these are the previous times when China again has put this technical hold. 2009 regarding Masood Azhar, finally 2019 में after the CRPF personnel in JK's Pulwama, China lifted its technical hold. So previously also China has done it. So this highlights the hypocritical stand China takes. August 2022, again, Abdul Rauf Azhar, Masood Azhar's brother. So regarding him also, China has denied this approval. Now comes this topic which can be important for mains. ठीक है, pre वाले topics को अभी हमको थोड़ा fast करना है. We need to focus that exam के questions कहाँ से आ सकते हैं. Now coming to NATO+5. That why has India denied this NATO+5 status, or this status has been talked about by certain representatives in USA. This is not an official advance of, this is not an official proposal which US has given to India, but many important people in USA have talked about this NATO+5 status. And which countries are these 5 countries? NATO+5. NATO में तो already there are European nations now, but NATO, as you know, Atlantic Treaty Organization. So countries which are not part of Atlantic region, they can also participate in NATO via NATO+5. These are Australia, New Zealand, South Korea, Japan, Israel. These 5 are the countries. So now it is being said that India should also maybe join NATO+5. But what's the issue?
It's a military alliance.
It's a military alliance, right? Military alliance, and we are a champion of,
We have wine oils from French development.
yes, right, NAM, strategic autonomy again, and this maintaining neutrality. This is a very delicate balance which India has to undertake. And India right now is in the perfect spot. India right now is in the perfect spot when it comes to balancing its relations with Russia, China, USA, other such countries. How? India is a member of Quad. India is a member of SCO, wherein both Russia, China are there. Then India is a member of BRICS. India was also invited at this G7 meeting, right? J? Japan, Australia, right? So there are many such RIC भी था पहले. BRICS was also called as RIC only. So we are at a very sweet spot or a perfect spot when it comes to
Palestine as well as
Yes, de-hyphenation policy that we have undertaken, but we are talking more about these countries, Russia, China, US axis हम बात कर रहे हैं. So we have actually balanced our ties well. Even in the backdrop of whole Russia-Ukraine war, we have balanced our trade ties well. We are purchasing oil from Russia on the backdrop of highlighting our strategic autonomy. And that's why we are not going to join any kind of military alliance, because NATO's status is that either you are with us or against us. And that applies not only to NATO countries, but also to all of the other countries, also these non-NATO countries. With us or against us stand. And India cannot be a part of such military alliance. Also, why then other countries like New Zealand, Australia, South Korea, Japan, Israel, why are they engaging with NATO then? इनको नहीं अपना strategic autonomy maintain करना. Already they are benefiting out of it, right? What is the synergy when it comes to New Zealand, Australia? नहीं हाँ, पर US के साथ में क्या कुछ shared history or shared something, shared relations would have been there, no? Because of that they are engaging with USA. They both participated in world wars alongside USA. World War I maybe they participated alongside USA. So shared history. Trade partnerships so we also have. Pacific, it is their zone. Oh, ये हर बार चला जाता है. NATO+5. Indo-Pacific, right? But
they are also capitalistic, unlike
capitalistic countries, okay. What about these? Japan, South Korea?
South Korea is
completely.
मतलब what can propel a country to join a military alliance, even not being a NATO member? Chinese influence in this particular region. Also, they are already under the nuclear security umbrella of USA. They are already under the nuclear security umbrella of USA, which is one of the major reasons why they have joined this NATO+5. And Israel, it goes without saying it and does not need any description that USA is Israel's biggest political and military partner, right? Biggest political and military partner. But when it comes to India, India has not rooted its engagement with USA on the basis of shared history, culture or tradition, but it is on the basis of strategic considerations. We have rooted our relationship on the basis of strategic consideration. Issue based बातें करते हैं ना हम. So strategic considerations are these only. Our strategic autonomy, NAM, balancing our ties with Russia and everything. So that's why it does not make sense for us to join NATO+5, right? Because this is going to project India as taking a very hardened stand against China, which India cannot risk. Because this strategic consideration also highlights India wanting to have a multipolar global order. We want a multipolar global order. USA wants a unipolar. This is a very famous quote, you can use it. USA wants a unipolar world with a multipolar Asia. China wants a multipolar world with a unipolar Asia. India wants a multipolar world with multipolar Asia. So this also is a strategic consideration which India wants, because of which again it will not sign NATO+5. But does it mean that completely cut off from NATO+5? Or there could be a middle way?
We should remain neutral.
Yes, we should take a hard stand on joining NATO. But it does not mean that we cannot engage with NATO+5. We can still engage with NATO+5 countries via bilateral arrangements, via multilateral arrangements, via conducting these different defense exercises, etc. So there can be a middle way out of it. Don't join, but do engage, right? So don't take a complete hard stand against NATO+5. So our External Affairs Minister has already rejected this framework for India. That you have understood now why. NATO plus, this we have seen. And these are some static points which can come in pre, right? And I hope that you already know this. NATO Alliance 31 North American European countries comes from 1949. And very importantly, this Article 5 lies at the heart of this treaty, which says that an attack on one country is going to be seen as a collective attack on the other countries as well. Headquarters, Brussels, Belgium. Right? Why is the US keen to introduce India to NATO? Obviously, to counterbalance China, it has its own interests in the Indo-Pacific region, stability of the region, preventing sea lines of communications. Multiple points you can formulate on your own itself, going beyond this data or going beyond this handout which is provided to you. Promoting a rules-based order. China does not respect international rules-based order. China has time and again, it has quashed the orders of PCA. It does not go by the orders of Permanent Court of Arbitration, right? तो बहुत सारी चीज़ें हैं because of which US is seeking India's joining and benefits if India ever joins. So we can get access to advanced military technology, strength defense partnership, improved regional security, etc. All of these things are there. But as a substitute, you can already talk about multiple agreements. You can already talk about advanced military technology, ICET. You can talk about all of the things, DTTI, etc. What we have talked about already, right? Improved regional security, again, you can talk about Quad framework, Malabar exercises. So there is alternative available to all of these things. India's response, we have talked about. Reasons for India's denial also we have understood.